as we get ready to get into the cipher, I do want to let you know that it is Planet Remix, and a lot of times we cover adult content. So at this time, if you have anyone who's a minor, I would suggest that you put your headset on or get yourself in a place where you can enjoy your time on Planet Remix. But until then, put the babies out, do what you need to do so we can be responsible while knowing our magic. This show, this information, we dive into a lot of things that are adult content. And so, therefore, if you are a minor, I want you to stop what you're doing right now, and I definitely want you to get your parent or your guardian's consent before diving into the remix. Well, enjoy. Enjoy the share. Yeah, and keep knowing your magic. We just gotta be responsible while growing up on planet Earth. Peace and greetings, soul family. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome on into Planet Remix Radio. I am Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle. Happy full moon. Are you guys feeling that energy? Happy full moon. Actually, it's a super moon. And I hope you had a chance to go outside and really just kind of allow yourself to get into that energy of the full moon. The call lines went out. Let's see what's going on. Huh. Hmm. Let's see what's really going on. Let's see what's really going on. See if the call lines are still there. And if you all can hear me now on the phone lines. And yeah, we're going to have to do a sound check. It's a lot of energy going on right now. Want to make sure you all can hear me still in the blue room, and also make sure that you can hear me on the phone lines. So, okay, you can hear me on the phone lines. And can you hear me in the blue room? Let me know if I can be heard in the blue room. The volume is much better on YouTube. Yes, you can hear on both the phone lines. And you can hear me in the blue room. Well, wow. What a way to start. But I think the best place to start is to let's just kind of roll it back. First of all, I want to send so much love out to everyone in New York City, especially my home peeps, my soul family in Brooklyn, Manhattan, and some of the other boroughs right now that is getting kind of flooded out. And a lot of this has to do with this energy of this full moon, this super full moon here, showing you how strong these tides are, because it is pulling on the waters on the planet. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. I'm also going to take your calls this evening. I wanted to come on really quick and really for us to touch base and to send love out to the soul family. I've been working in the records all day yesterday and all day today. So I'm sure you're kind of picking up the vibe a little bit. I actually recorded a whole video and I was going to post it on social media. But afterwards, after I posted it, I said, you know what? I'm looking at the time. It's better for me to come on so that we all can connect. And so many of you have reached out to me during this week. So I definitely wanted to make sure that we made our connection here. So welcome on in, everyone. How's everyone feeling? How are we doing? How are we feeling? How are we doing? Before I start running my mouth, how are we feeling? How are we doing? I want to say shouts out to the Blue Room. I want to say shouts out to Mr. Dante, our moderator in the Blue Room here, and shouts out to all the moderators in the building. It's been a pretty busy week. I made some adjustments over here to the mic. So hopefully the mic warms itself up nice and right, so that you all can hear me nice and clear. But welcome on in. Welcome on in. I'm going to do this because it's definitely time to do this, and we've been waiting to do this. Gonna ring the bell for self-invested, and I hope you all could hear the bell. For some reason last time, I don't know why, the bell didn't come through, but hopefully you all were able to hear me ring the bell for self-invested, because the season for the Self-Invested University and Self-Invested classes did kick off, and I want to welcome everyone in. The first thing that I want us to do is to go ahead. I don't know. I feel like I need to just kind of reboot a little bit and restart over. How are y'all feeling about that? I don't know if we're on delay. I don't know what's happening, but it's a little interesting energy here. But hopefully you all could hear the bell for self-invested, and self-invested family is in the building. We had an amazing first class that kicked off, and I am super excited for everyone who's going to be joining us for this first 8 weeks of the classes. There will be more classes that are coming that you all can sign up. I'll talk about that a little later on. But a lot of things to be said. First of all, sending love and light all across the globe to everyone, and also sending love and light to each and every single one of you. And I hope you're feeling this energy of this full moon because, yeah, one of the titles Spirit gave to me was to come out of the shadows. To come out of the shadows. And we're going to talk about that because this Aries full moon is, whoo, my goodness, this is a big one. And we're going to feel this. This is going to be going on. It's not just going to last for a couple of days. This can be life changing for you right here. Life changing. Life changing. It's really life changing. And you really need to harness this energy that is in front of you because there is a soul purpose calling that's in front of you. And it's asking you, it's really asking you, like, what is it that you really want? This is an invitation. Think about getting invited to a very exclusive invitation. This is your invitation. Your invitation for your life's mission. And for you to decide that you are going to pursue your life's mission. And you're going to do that to the fullest. This is it. This is it. So right now, the moon, it's a full moon that we're having. And the full moon is an Aries full moon. But it's being integrated with some other elements that are there. We have the vibration and the frequencies of Libra and Aries that are happening. And get this, it's in the constellation of Pisces. So it's this mixture of some very spiritual, some very soulful, yet very heart-wrenching things that are happening like deep within your soul. And if you come out of the shadows enough, you will know what that calling is for you at this time and how you're going to begin to move forward and take action. For a lot of you, this is going to be leveling up in a big way. For some of you, this will be a start of something very new, something very fresh, and something very different. And for some of you, this is going to seem like very challenging times because there may be some things that you have to let go of. There may be some relationships that must end. There may be a turning point where you have to finally make that decision that it's time to leave that job or to walk away from a situation. And sometimes that can come, based on just things that are in alignment. So it could look like you losing your job, But that turns out to really be the best opportunity for you to move forward in the way that you need to move forward to support yourself and support your life. It's real interesting because we think about this energy of Aries, and we know Aries, the first sign of the zodiac, and it really wants to move forward and it wants to charge and it wants to go. And some of you may have an idea or something you're thinking of and you jumped on it today. But then there was something right there, something right there that said, maybe get a strategy together. Maybe put some things in place first. Maybe take a step back and look at how this is going to impact you. So we have to use a lot of discernment here. And we have to be able to give ourselves grace and we have to give ourselves space because we will be making some missteps along the way. But we're learning how to trust ourselves. We're learning how to trust ourselves when it seems like perhaps the whole world may be against us. We're going to learn how to trust ourselves when we don't have any kind of physical proof in front of us that says we should do anything different. And along with us learning how to trust ourselves, we will also learn how to begin to trust others. We will learn how to trust others. We will learn how to work in accordance with others. And then there will be some that we must say at this particular time that our connection, our friendship can go no further. And we have to be honest about what is healthy and what is needed in our lives at this time. And because we have these two polarities of energy, one coming from Aries and the other one coming from Libra, where Libra is all about the us and all about the we. And then we have Aries who says, this is all about me. And learning how to blend them two together. Because this is a perfect time for collaborations if you're in the proper alignment for that collaboration to happen. So this is a beautiful opportunity. We're getting ready to move into eclipse season, and eclipse season is when things really just sort of surprise happens. A lot of unexpected things happen. And especially if you're not aware and if you're not conscious and if you're not present and if you haven't been working on yourself and loving yourself, you will feel this in a very, very intense way. But all of this being said is a very, very beautiful thing. You see, we are all rising to the occasion tonight. And if you know your rising sign, this is how you will rise to the occasion of these challenges. You will rise to the occasion of these beautiful and magnificent things that are happening in your life. You will rise to the occasion for what you're hoping to manifest and what you want to create in this world. I want to say it might have been 5 or 7 years ago when I did a show and I talked about that there will come a time when the case of Tupac Shakur
there will be some closure brought about. And today is that day on a super full moon. Super full moon. And we won't see another super full moon for the rest of the year. In fact, the next time we see one, I think will be maybe in 2025. You got to know it's some magical things that are happening. And these magical things are not just happening outside of yourself, but they're happening inside of you. And whenever we are blanketed by this energy of Aries, and we also have the opposite sign of Aries or the twin sign of Aries, which is Libra. It's about freedom. It's about independence. It's about how well we are managing our relationships, starting with the relationship we have with ourselves. And are we being too codependent on other people in our lives? Have we fell into victimhood? Do we feel that we are not in relationship to our lives? And who is leading you? Who is leading you? Who is leading you? I often hear people say, I can't take no credit for my life. I give it all to whoever. I give it all to the universe. I give it all to my spirit guides. I give it all to my ancestors. I give it all to God. I give it all to my family. I give it all to my friends. And even though on the surface, that may sound very humble, very honorable to say, it's a recipe for disaster. Because it's great to give credit when things are going well. But soon as things do not go well, that means that we haven't accepted the responsibility of our own choices and our own actions and what has been bestowed upon us, what has been given to us as living, thriving spiritual beings on the planet. So I want to invite you to come out of the shadows of loving yourself, the shadows of being responsible for yourself, the shadows of your growth, the shadows of where you feel stuck and where you feel stagnant, the shadows of playing yourself down or dumbing yourself down or hiding those things about yourself that you know is magnificent, that is powerful. And know that you can work in collaboration with other very powerful individuals on the planet. And you can create, and you can heal, and you can do some wonderful and amazing and life-changing things. These times that we're living in is very uncertain. And one of the reasons when working in the Akashic Records, I seen that it was so uncertain is because many people haven't taken responsibility for creating in life. Because ultimately, your sole purpose that you've come back here for, a part of that sole purpose is your fulfillment for yourself. And then the legacy that you will leave not just to your family, but you will leave to everyone on planet Earth. And so without sort of tapping into that awareness, that consciousness, that empowerment within you, it sort of leaves you wandering around on planet Earth and you're going from job to title, relationship to relationship, place to place, all to still be unsatisfied because there is nothing greater that is calling you. And so I'm not telling you to give up on your goals and to give up on your dreams or the things that you want to accomplish within the next 10 days, 30 days, or 24 hours, or even within the next year. But there has to be something else that is moving you, that is calling you, that is driving you, that is sort of opening you up to the wonders of your soul, the wonders of possibility, the wonders of life, and your wonders of growth. See, we have been taught so much that you need to know when enough is enough. In fact, that statement has become so synonymous, and I've said it myself, but I challenge myself today with that statement to say, you are enough. Enough for what? You are enough. But enough for what? Enough to sit in misery? Enough to sit in sadness? Enough to sit in disappointment? Enough to be unfulfilled? Enough with being stagnant? Enough without growing? Enough without curiosity? Enough without magic? What is it? So these are the questions I want you to ask yourself, because this is what you're feeling. And if you're feeling sort of this uneasiness that's inside of you, how do you know that you have learned everything there is to learn? How do you know you've done all the things that you wanted to do? How do you know that this is the stop for you if you do not dare to come out of the shadows of your own limitation, out of your own fears, out of your own stagnation, and out of other people's perceptions and their understanding of you and your life and what you dare to dream for yourself and what you've dared to dream for the world? Because that's what's missing in the world. It's not enough of us that is willing to say, I really cannot worry about what's going on. I cannot worry what's happening over here. I cannot be distracted by your textbook knowledge of living. I cannot be distracted by the mere words that are coming out of your mouth. I cannot be distracted by my own laziness. I cannot be distracted by my past, by my childhood, and by other people's perception of what they feel. A lot of times we get locked in on a vision. And don't get me wrong, there is purpose in being focused. But there's a saying that I kind of grew up with, and maybe many of you heard it. And they would say, study long or study wrong. See, sometimes we could be studying, but we could be studying wrong. That's just going to make you proficient at being wrong. That's all. So, this is a perfect time for us to come out of the shadows and recognize who we really are and start to write the records of our life and the world as we move forward. Stay in a high vibration because that opens you up to endless possibilities. This full moon energy is full, it's bold, it's very gentle at the same time. And depending on where it falls in your chart, you're going to feel it in many different areas of your life. But it's all about illumination. And so you've been getting hints, you've been getting nudges, you've been hearing the conversation replay in your mind. And it's letting you know. So, whether you have your astrology chart in front of you or not, you know exactly what area of your life that needs to be tended to. For some of you, this is an opportunity to come out of the fantasy of your life, and come into the reality of your life. For others, it's about this relationship. It's about this codependent relationship, this friendship, this business partnership that you know is not working. And it is not about burning bridges. It's about recognizing that we're all growing and we're all learning. And so there is a way that you can approach this that it doesn't have to be harsh and it doesn't have to be abrupt. But it is certainly time for you to recognize your independence and to recognize your power, and also to recognize how are you in relationships. And when are you going to ask for help? When are you going to allow yourself the opportunity to work in harmony with someone that is in alignment with where your support is needed? And for some of you, when are you going to be of assistance to others? When are you going to come front and center? Because truly, right now, whatever we give our energy to, whatever we are focusing on, this is what will be driving us ahead in the future. So there are times that we have to stay out of those deep, dark places. It's not that they do not exist. And this is one of those times, because you can do more work when you're in a higher state of vibration than you can sort of fondling around in the dark. So come out of the shadows. Stand in your light. Once you're in the light, you can easily identify where those areas are in your life that you need to give more love, that you need to give more attention, that you need to become more disciplined, that you need to become more engaged, where you need a support system, where you've been lacking, where you've been lazy, where things are not moving. But if you're in the shadows, you will not be able to see the possibilities of what these things can be. So, just kind of wanted to give that message to everybody. Welcome on in to Planet Remix Radio. I do want to go straight to the phone lines tonight. And so that we can talk, we're going to do a couple of announcements. And as we're doing a couple of announcements, then we're going to do some shots out because I absolutely love that as well. And I want to welcome all of our new listeners in the building and welcome all of our new listeners. First of all, shouts out to Mr. Dante, moderating for the Blue Room tonight. Lola Falana, also moderating for the Blue Room tonight. Shouts out to Brother Lance as well, one of our moderators here as well, and everyone who's in the Blue Room. So let's try this again. We're going to run this up again, and I'm going to ring the bell. Ring the bell for self-invested. 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 I want to ring the bell for self-invested. Yeah. And I also want to keep checking. I guess the sound is kind of going in and out. It's a lot of energy out here right now. My energy is, I'm trying to bring it down. I literally am trying to bring my energy down. I don't need any outages tonight. So I'm kind of holding back a little bit, but it's all Gucci, right? So shouts out to everyone who attended the first self-invested class. I am so excited and honored to work with you for the next 8 weeks. And we're going to talk about that. I know many of you have sent me emails. You've kind of threatened me a little bit because you want to get in on self-invested. Don't worry, we will have more self-invested classes coming as well. So we'll talk about that and some things coming up. Next, I want to give a big shout out to all the Libras in the building. And shout out to all the Libras in the building. Is it still, am I still coming in low for you all? Let me know if I'm still coming in low. Am I still coming low for everyone? Let's see. In the Blue Room. Low on your end. It's low for you too. Okay. Let's see. See what's really going on here. Let's see what's really going on to make sure you all can hear me because, I did. I don't know if I want to change anything really quick. It could be louder for you. Well, I'm over here screaming. I'm screaming. So I got to turn me down, but y'all say I'm coming in low. Let me turn it up. Let me turn it up. Let me turn it up. But I'm over here. I'm screaming in my own ear. But if it's low to you all, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. I turned it up. It's loud and clear for you. Okay, let's see. Did anything change? Because I just look, if we go any higher, it's about an 8.5. That's much better. That's much better for you guys. Because I always go back. You guys know I'm so sensitive to the energy and so insensitive to the sound. And I absolutely have never been able to get my voice right. And I've given up I'm buying mic after mic. I think I've purchased every mic on the planet, or it has been sent or gifted to me, and it still doesn't sound right. So I don't want to come back and I don't want to hear this and sound like I'm screaming. That's what I don't want to do. Okay. So I'm trusting y'all. You know, we all about trust this new moon. I want to come back. I want to hear this. I want to hear this sound. And I want this sound to sound like, not like I'm screaming. Because in my ear, and I got the headphones turned down very low, and it sounds like I am hitting a Whitney Houston note. You know, when she says, "Don't let me close 1 month." Yeah, it sounds like I'm up in that range. So, okay. I'm gonna trust you guys. And Tribal Serpent said, "Not a thing has changed." I don't even know what that means. Not a thing has changed. Does that mean I'm still yelling? That means I'm still screaming? All right. I just want to make sure you all can hear. So I want to give a shout out to all the divine priestess in the building. Where you at? Where my divine priestess at in the building? Stand up, divine priestess. I want all the priestess to stand up in the building. And my phone is over here going off. What's really going on? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. The volume sounds the same. I know you lying. I know you lying. I just went up about 1080. You know what? No. Mm-mm. Well, listen. It is what it is. I don't want to sing the rest of the song. What it is. Y'all know that song, but it is what it is. So we're going to leave it right there. We're going to leave it right there. I'm loud and clear. Thank you, Lindsay. I'm loud and clear. Christine, they going to make me sing that song. What it is. What's up? Okay, so good. The sound is clear, but I got to turn me down. I got to turn me down because it sounds like I am straight yelling, screaming. I'm going to need to go get my ears checked in just a moment. But welcome on in and welcome into all of our international listeners in the building. So good to have you all join us here live on Planet Remix. My goodness. I want to be about it. I don't want to talk about it. But just know some changes is coming to Planet Remix. I know I kind of been like flirting with it for a long time, telling you guys. But really, I am being patient with myself. I am. Maybe a little too patient. But I'm being patient with myself because I really want to make some drastic changes. And I am going to make some drastic changes. But things have to get in alignment first. See, we got to use discernment with it. And one thing about me for sure, I'm patient. I'm patient. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that always worked into my favor because sometimes I can be a little too slow motion with it. And I recognize that about myself. But I am patient because I have a vision and I know the vision is going to come to light. You know, I'm going to give it all I got. I'm giving it all I got and taking steps towards it. But there are going to be some changes. Speaking of which, I already said shots out to Self-Invested, our first class, which is Chakra Mastery. And oh my goodness, powerful breakthroughs in the first week of class. So I want to shout them out again. And then secondly, if you're not on the text line, I want you to get on the text line. And one of the moderators are going to put the text line number in there to get on the remix text line. because I'm going to be giving you an invitation maybe this weekend. Who knows? Um, and it's only going to be for those on the text line. Maybe at first. You will get it first, and then I'll probably put it out to everyone else, but you will get it first. And I would love for you to join me on this. I'll talk more about it once we get to that point. But the text line, all you have to do is text 512-359-3414 and just say hi. I want to be a part of Planet Remix text line. And you can get on the text line and you'll be able to receive those notifications when they come out. I want to give the call-in number out because I see a ton of you are on the phone lines. And I can't wait to talk to you. 515-605-9794 is the number to call. Press 1. Our international callers, you can actually just hop on over to blogtalkradio.com/the remix, all one word, and you can direct connect in. You can actually get I can send you a Uber, a cosmic Uber to come scoop you up and bring you over. And you can get on the phone lines. We have well over 140 people in the Blue Room alone. Let's get those likes up so our soul family can find us here tonight. I am going to be doing readings. And they are not free. They require you to take some action. And I'm not saying that you have to do what I say, but don't get on the line and ask for a reading if you're not willing to take some action. Take some action. Take some action to move forward. We have all the support that we need in our lives, things in your life that you thought could never be changed. I guarantee you by Monday, by Tuesday, by Wednesday, you will have a solution. You will have a solution to something that has been boggling your mind for a very long time. So whatever that is, you need to put it on the table. All cards on the table. Your table of life. So whether that's you're sick, or whether it has to do with your finances, whether it has to do with your relationships, you can find the solution. Right now you have the support. The cosmic portals are open. They are open. That realm of infinite possibilities is there. Right now we're all receiving information in our DNA. We're receiving information in our DNA, and it's like an activator. And the more that you continuously work on yourself, work on your consciousness, raising your frequency, you are activating your DNA inside of you. And this is changing you. And when this happens, your life is going to change. The proof will be there. The proof will be there because you changed on the inside. There's no way that you're still holding feelings of jealousy, envy, all of these things deep inside of you. And you think you've changed. You think you've changed. No, you haven't. So this is also a great time to release some things in your life. And release them with love. Release them with love. And then for some of you, it's time for you to stand up for yourself. And, don't do no BS like standing up against the people who've been helping you. Go stand up to them, them mofos that been punking you and pushing you around and talking down to you. That's who you go stand up to. We want to get big and bold and bad with the people who love us. But the people who don't, we want to smile and grin. That's not how this works. We always will be working on ourselves, and I don't want you to ever think that's a bad thing. Because working on yourself is learning to love yourself and to understand that you came here to experience life. And I'm not telling you to walk around with rose colored glasses on and just stay in a state of delusion. Because you will sometimes face some very challenging things. You will sometimes face some very hurtful things. Things will happen. This is a part of this experience called life. But what is your comeback like? See, that's what I'm worried about. I'm not focused on any of that. How are you going to come back? How long does it take you to come back? Some of you are still dealing with some shit that happened when you were 5 and you're 35. So you telling me it takes you 30 years to come back from something? That's too long. That is too long. If the volume is low for you, here's something I want you to do. Try another browser. Try another browser. Try another browser. But I really want us to bring that awareness to ourselves. And we can't be afraid to have a conversation with ourselves. We cannot be afraid not to beat ourselves up, but have a tough, honest, loving conversation with ourselves. By now, everyone should have a new story. We just went through all of this Venus transit. And Venus brought all of this love and nurturing and all of this to you. And you were faced with a lot of things for these last 40, 50 days. And all you have to do is go back. You don't have to trust me. Go back. I want you to go way back. I want you to go back to like June, May, June, July. Go back starting then and come here. And you will see that repetitive theme that just kept coming up, whether it came up in your mind or it showed up in your life. You can't tell me you don't know what it is. Because if you say that, then I need you to go sing that song. You know what it is. And it's time to take action. It's time to take action. It's time to take action in your life and take that action with love. Love for yourself, love for the whole situation, because after all, 50% of it is on you. You created 50% of it. How can you be mad at something that's 50-50? Who you mad at? I'm just saying. So, we're going to take some phone calls because I really want to talk to you all. That's what I want to do. I want to talk to you. You guys have been sending me emails. You know, I'm definitely getting ready to start ahead of time because I know I don't get to everybody on the phone lines. But you can send me an email if it's something short. I am going to start getting a little shorter, especially because I want to get to as many of you as possible. And yes, the readings are still coming, the one-on-ones. And yes, if you're on the waiting list, you're still there. But this is an opportunity. I'm going to be doing some different readings. I am going to be serving up some beautiful liquid magic with those readings. And you'll find out more about what that is as well. But I want to welcome all of the stars in the building. And we're going to listen to a little bit of Baby Blue. We're going to do some Blue Room shots out. I gave out the call in number 515-605-9794. Let's get those likes up. We stingy with likes now? Let's get the likes up. Let's get the likes up. It's 140 plus people tuning in. Let's get only 87 likes. Let's get the likes up so the soul family can find us. That would be beautiful. That's a way to show some love. That's a way to come out of the shadows. That's a way to kind of stand up for yourself. That's a way to kind of put your vibes out in the cosmic field out here in these cosmic streets. And if you want to come over to the Blue Room and you're on the phone lines, let me tell you, it's so easy to do. You're going to come over to YouTube. Once you get to YouTube, you're going to type in Blue, BLUE. That's me. And then you're going to type in Raz, RAS, and then Berry, BERRY. And that's going to get you locked in. And whoa, it's a ton of you guys on the phone lines. So let's listen to a little bit of Baby Blue, and then we're going to come back. We're going to do some shots out, maybe a little later, because I want to jump in and start taking some calls. And yeah, we're going to go from there.
La 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 la, the remix. Hey, this is Baby Blue. And remember, if nothing else moves you, life will.
Oh, yeah. Say it with me. If nothing else moves you, life will. If nothing else moves you, life will. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to the phone lines. I'm going to jump around. I'm really just going to allow Spirit to kind of lead us through this. So whoever is on the phone lines, that's where we're going to go. Let's go to the caller calling in from area code 2174. 2174. You are live on Planet Remix. Please tell us who you are and where you're calling from.
My name is Carisha, and I'm calling from Illinois.
Ooh, Carisha, hold on one second. It is coming in low, and we've got to figure this out. Hold on one second. Okay. And where are you calling from again?
I'm calling in from Illinois.
Okay, yeah, you're coming in real low, and I have you turned up as loud as I can turn you up. So give me a minute. Give me a second. Let me see. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you just fine. Like I got my volume turned all the way up. So
Okay, I don't know. Is that yeah? She's low in the Blue Room. Yeah, she low to me. I don't know what I did, and very low on the phones. Okay, we're gonna work through this. I'm trying to think. Okay. Hmm. Hold on one second.
I can.
No. It's not you. It's something else. I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
It's something else. It's not you.
Okay.
Listen, let me tell y'all what y'all not gonna do. I'm not talking to you, Carisha. But what y'all not gonna do is throw me off with all of this because y'all ain't tuned in to the right station. Talking about the show is canceled and things is telling you, you're not gonna do that. Not tonight. I want you to stomp your feet 3 times, turn around 4 times, and then sit down, close your eyes, and take a deep breath. And try it again. But we not fixing to do that. That we're not going to do. Mm-mm. We're not going to do that. Not tonight. Mm-mm. Not tonight. I mean, I get it. I get it. But we're not doing that. I get it. And I'm here for most of it. But we're not doing that. We're not going to do that. Okay. I'm sorry. So, I can hear you now. You're still kind of low, but I don't think that it has nothing to do with you. But I definitely want to be able to make sure everybody can hear you. I'm looking at some things. I don't want to blame. I don't want to put the blame on nobody. I'm gonna put the blame on me. Okay, blame is gonna be on me because I was in here fooling around with some things, and I wonder. Hold on one second. Okay, can you hear me now? Hello? Uh oh. All right, let's see. Can you all hear me in the blue room? Yes, no, maybe so. Did I just totally screw things up? Okay, now it's not telling me no, nothing. Okay, what about now? Let's see. Are you still there? Hello, hello, hello. She's still there. That means she can't hear me. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, say something now.
I can hear you just fine.
Yay, we fixed it. Look at us. Bi- I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But so much better. Oh my goodness. I still feel like I'm screaming, but that's okay. When I hear this replay, let me just go ahead and tell Baby Blue to screenshot everybody in the blue room. Because when I listen to this replay, if I'm over here screaming, I know who let me scream. So I am so sorry. Thank you for your patience. Okay, so tell me your name again, please.
Okay, my name is Carisha,
I thought so.
and I'm
Carisha.
calling from.
Mm-hmm. Go
Uh,
ahead.
you can go ahead.
You know I was going to say Carisha, please. All right, Carisha.
Yeah.
I love Carisha, please. By the way, I love it. Okay, yes. And you're calling from?
I'm calling from Illinois.
Okay, well, thank you. Is this your first time calling in?
No, I've called in several times before.
Okay, well, beautiful. You keep getting through. I love it. And how can I help you?
Yeah, I was calling because like I've been having like a lot of like lucid dreams and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was wondering, like, what would be a good like book that you recommend to where I can decode my dreams to where I can understand them a little bit better?
Mm. So here's a couple of things. There are some dream dictionaries that are out there that can really help you with understanding just about universal signs and symbols. One of the best ones I would tell you is the book called, and I'm trying to see if I can see it from here, by the brother Albert who came on my show. It is called Astro Travel. Oh gosh, I can't think of the book. That would be something if you just wanted to get some background understanding. But here's what I would tell you, Carisha. Start making your own dream journal, because these signs and
Hmm.
symbols that are coming to you, whether you are lucid dreaming, because we all lucid dream, and just so share with me and share with everyone listening, what do you mean when you say lucid dreaming? What is that definition for you?
Like for me, like when I wake up and like in my dreams, like I can remember only some of my dreams, and it feels like I'm actually in the dream.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I wake up out of the dream, but it's like it'd be like so real to me because it's like certain things that happen in the dreams, like it's like I feel them, when they happen. So then
Yeah.
I'm like what do this, like what do that mean, like?
Yeah.
And then sometimes I'm like my dreams just be all over the place.
Yeah.
So I was just trying to figure out what's actually going on to
Thank
where
you
like
for that.
I
Thank
can
you.
like
Mm-hmm. Thank you for that. Thank you, Priestess Gwen. Thank you, Nico. The book is called Soul Traveler by Albert Taylor. And he's been a guest on Planet Remix. So if you dive into the archives, but that's an excellent book. But this is what I want you to think about. Because a lot of times when we're lucid dreaming, as you call it, or we're having these dreams and we can feel like it's real, a lot of times we are having real experiences, but these real experiences are in other dimensions. So, like when our loved ones come through and they greet us in a dream, someone who has passed on, you're really having a divine connection with your loved one in that dream. That's very real. A lot of times we're doing work in the dream world. You know, you're in Illinois, and it doesn't matter where you live. A lot of times when we have awakened our consciousness and we're having these dreams, like I've been getting tons of letters from people living in Ohio. And if anyone is here and they're living in the Cleveland or Ohio area, let me know, especially in the chat or even down in the comments, because I've gotten several emails from individuals living or from somewhere in Ohio. Right now, Ohio has a lot of children that are missing, that are missing. And a lot of people have contacted me. And of course, I've been working on doing some work with that energy too. But a lot of them have had dreams of being in a building, meeting with some children and meeting with some people that had these young teenagers there and had them working and doing things, like in a warehouse in a building, right? So I know for me, a lot of times when I'm dreaming or sometimes when I'm working, I will be doing work in the dream world. And so I do more work in the astral realm than I do in this physical realm. And so there are times in our lives when we can do that. Now, not to be mistaken from our dreams, which our dreams are so powerful and they can offer so much insight into our wakened life, challenges we're dealing with, if you have health issues you're working on, if you're trying to figure out some things, if you have financial struggles, your dream life will give you an indication of how to solve these problems. Listen, I'm going to tell you right now, Carisha, um, for you, and here's a couple of things. You may want to jot these things down that I'm picking up immediately from you. And this is what's happening right now. You're trying to figure out a big financial situation you have going on, correct?
Yes.
And your dreams are really lending to this answer. I'm going to tell you where the big gateway opener, especially with this full moon, because this full moon that we have right here is packing a punch. It's actually been full for like 12, I forgot how many hours it's been full. I can't remember, but it's been climbing up for the last 14 days. So I want you to work on forgiveness because this is what is blocking you. Is see, the heart chakra is so powerful. And you know, our energy centers are front and back. And right now, you are leaking out of the back of your heart chakra and the front of your heart chakra. You have to be open to receive. These are some of the things that we're diving deep into um, in self invested in chakra mastery. But I want to talk to you about this. You've got to forgive because right now that is what's blocking your vision. You are highly, highly clairvoyant, but your mind is getting in the way. And so I want you to sit down, write a letter. The first one is going to be to yourself, forgiving yourself. Forgive yourself for every stupid, crazy, wild thing that really has turned your life around in a crazy ass way because you've done some things. Now, you know, on the surface and people meeting you, it doesn't look like you would do some of these things, but you did it. And it's okay because we all have done some crazy things in our lives. But I want you to forgive yourself for all of these things. Write yourself that love letter, forgive yourself. And then I want you to write another letter and put everyone in that letter that you need to forgive. This is going to open you up so you can get back in the flow and you will be able to get out of this financial situation and have a solution.
Okay.
Hear that? Hear that? That's a sign. You hear that?
Yeah.
You
Did,
can't make
did
that
you hear
up.
that in the background?
Oh, yes, I heard it. Oh, yes, because it's a
Oh,
sign. It's a sign. It's a
yeah.
sign.
Yeah.
That's all
Yeah.
this is. And you will, if you start working on this, once you write those letters, I want you to read them. If you can go outside when the moon, in the moonlight, read them tomorrow night in the moonlight. Or put them in the windowsill where the moonlight is coming in. And every night before you go to sleep, you need to read it. Put it back in the window
Mm-hmm.
so it can get this energy. And I guarantee you, Monday, Tuesday, what's today? Today, Friday, going into Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Yes, you will be able to have some solutions on the table for what is going on. But you've got to get into a place of letting these little things go, letting these big things go, letting these things that you beat yourself up for. And I need you to upgrade your self love and your self talk because these things you're worried about, they're small things, but you're carrying them around. And what they act like, you know how in high school we used to have magnets and they would teach you about, well, middle school maybe, and they would give you a magnet and show you how the two magnets come together. And then you get a magnet where you couldn't force them to go together.
Yeah.
When you when we don't forgive and we hold on to these things of pain and trauma that's inside of us, it becomes a magnet that will block the energy of the magnet of things coming together in harmony. So yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. And like a thing, like I want to add in, like I just like sometimes like it be the hardest part for me. It'd be like my family, you know, because when your family do certain stuff, like you gotta let it go, but it's like you still gotta deal with them in a way, like it depending on who they is. So it's like I'm not gonna like deal with all that. So it's like I'm not like
Yeah.
nobody's gonna force me to deal with this person. Like I forgive you and let it go, but it's like it's still there for me. and it's just hard for me to like deal with that. Like once
Well,
I
listen,
then verbally communicated that,
I,
but that don't
yes,
mean I have to. You see what
right.
I'm saying?
Yes, I do. Trust me, I get it. So, this is what I will tell you, but you have to let it go from your heart. And here's the thing, now that you know, now that you know, I don't know why this is acting crazy over here, talking about the episode ended. Like, I know you lying. We just got started. But yeah, like I said, real special things tonight. We're going to keep it going. But you you now know where your boundaries are with this person. And so it can allow you to rebuild a new relationship. But it can't be built off of the past. You need to make sure that old relationship is done. The only way you can make it done is to forgive. The forgiveness is not saying what they did was okay, it is giving you an opportunity to move yourself forward. It's giving you an
Yeah.
opportunity to give yourself a second chance to begin to elevate yourself. That's what the forgiveness is. And if it is someone you are still
Right.
choosing to have in your life, then you can have them in your life, a fresh new view in your life without the old
Right.
baggage. And if there are people you're
Right.
choosing not to deal with, because sometimes we put too much stock in family. Real talk.
Yeah,
Some
and
people,
that's where it.
some people we just need to leave alone. That's it.
Right.
And it doesn't mean you can't love them from a distance, but you already know your limitations. You already know
Right.
where they're at. You have got to find a way to choose you and to love yourself and recognize that everyone's learning and everyone's growing. That's it. You've
Right.
got to find a way to open your heart and let it go.
Yeah, like that's true too. But like I try to like open my heart or whatever, and then another thing, like like when you just in your comfort zone, like you got to get out your comfort zone too in order to grow. But it's like I just do what works for me, and like I do hold myself accountable. But like I know at the end of the day what I got to focus on and work on. But it'd be like something like I'm an air sign. So a lot of times I do like drown in my own emotions, and I be in my head like somewhat stagnant.
Yeah, but
So then I'm
you
like, okay,
can't, you're more than just the air sign. You're a fire sign. You have every sign inside of you. That's only a part of who you are. You've got to get a whole new story for you. And you have to take responsibility because we're all the signs. You got a sun sign, you got a moon sign, you got a sun sign, you got a moon sign, you got a rising sign. And you have every other zodiac sign. You got a true zodiac sign in you. Most of the people are trying to live through their sun sign, and that's only one aspect of your character. It's not even the core and the essence of who you are. But we've been taught that these are the traits and this is what they say. And a lot of that is not the complete story of who you are. So I need you to let go of these limiting beliefs because this is what's holding you back. Yeah, you can do it. I'm going to give you some
yeah, I'm,
spark. You said what?
I say, yeah, I know I can. It's just like I said, the matter of just doing it, like, and just focusing on that and just getting it done. Like sometimes you have to hear things from a different perspective. So,
Of course.
you know,
Of
you
course.
know how that goes. And like another thing, like I do want to like get a personal reading with you. Like like when I get you on the phone, like I emailed you and everything. Like I really like Miss Blue, you don't understand. Like I really do need to talk to you about
Yes.
like a lot of personal stuff. You
And
know,
we
like I
will,
like when
and
I'm in.
we will, I promise you. We
Yeah.
will. If you email me, you can email me again. If that helps any of you, you can. And I'm getting ready to open up for my personal readings, but I will tell you this
Mhm.
too. I also, when I have classes, when I have digital downloads, doing these works, my goal is to
Mhm.
empower you so you can be your divine, gorgeous, beautiful self, and so that you can have that strength and power to be able to do these things that I share with you guys that you can do for yourself. I just need you to stay committed to you. Number one, you have to stay committed to you. And number two, don't give up. And even though it may be frustrating right now, I will tell you, I promise you, stick with Planet Remix, keep loving yourself, do those steps that I gave you, and you will see a change. But it first has to start as a belief. And that's not a word I like to use, but it's a belief because you really don't believe what I'm saying right now. And a belief is something that you get from other people. So you're getting that from me. So now you got to take that belief and you got to turn it into your um, you got to turn it into faith, and that faith becomes reality as you continue to work with it. But if you consciously commit yourself to being in alignment with the a higher belief, meaning my belief is I'm never going to get out of this situation, or this is frustrating, or I'm trying to do it and it's still not working, but I'm going to hold this belief Miss Blue is giving me. See, it's just a belief right now. And if you
Right.
consciously dive into this belief, then that's going to give you the faith to keep going. And that faith is then going to turn into reality. You're going to see it. And then it will no longer be a belief. You can then very courageously, very proud, very lovingly say, oh, I know for sure I have forgiven myself. See, I know. But see, often we don't get to the no. We want to jump to the no because the mind tells us to jump to the no. But there's a lot of steps in between what I believe and what I know to be true. See, there's a different type of conviction, and that conviction is there because you've gone through a different soul journey. Your soul journey has taken you to the place of knowing. You can't get from belief to knowing. You cannot get there. It's impossible. You haven't done anything. Nothing has come. You haven't gone through the process.
Right. And then like another time, like I had to like when I mean really like bring myself up out of a mental depression. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, I do overthink a lot of stuff, and then on top of that, like I have been overindulging in alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
and that hasn't been making the situation no better.
Yeah.
But like that's the only way. Like
No,
I'd be
it's
like,
not.
oh, I need a break, or I need a
Well,
breather.
here's the
You
thing.
know?
Next time you need a break, I want you to go do something you love, like dance. Go see something new. Go read a book
Yeah.
you haven't read. You have to change your habits. You have to change your
Yeah.
habits, and you can. If you do not have my element of working with earth, I would encourage you to go get that. I think it's still available. I think fire is still available, and even writing in the Akashic records, because the Akashic records, the Akashic files are wide open right now. I take you step by step, and you will feel the empowerment because you're going to be doing it.
Hmm.
You're going to be doing it,
Right.
you know? So I'm going to leave it right there, but reach out to me, Carisha. I want you to continue to do this work. Do not give up on yourself, which I know you're not. Know that I'm sending you lots of love, and definitely continue to work with this energy that's here and do the homework that I just gave you. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.
Thank
So
you.
you're welcome. Peace and love. Hold the line. All right. We're going to go to the next caller. Calling in, even though this is acting Willy Wonka right about now, because I don't even think it will let me go to the next caller. Carisha, you are still live. So I just want you to know, because Blog is over here telling me, baby, you is done for tonight. And I don't know
Oh,
why, because we've only had 25 minutes. So I can't even imagine why, but it's just one of those nights. We're coming out of the shadows and it's okay. So here's what I'm going to
right.
do for everyone on the phone lines. I'm going to have to get off of here. I'm going to have to get off the call lines, and we're going to have to just move to chat. But don't worry. We're going to keep going. We're not going to let this stop us, but I will tell you this. I want to say thank you again, Carisha. A beautiful way to stand in your light for all of us here this evening on this full moon energy and coming out of the shadows. So, love you so much, and I will talk to you soon. Peace and love. Ciao. Yeah. All right. That was interesting. Just when I had already said, I don't want to be up here talking to me, I don't want to talk all night long. That's what I said. I don't want to talk all night long. And Spirit said, we don't really care about that. So I'm going to be taking your questions from the Blue Room. We're going to try to keep it moving right here. I could switch it up and go do something real out of the box, but I ain't going to do that right now. We're just going to kind of move from here. So we're just going to kind of move from here, and we'll just take some questions. We're going to take some questions. Yeah, I know. The Twilight Zone. I know. Yeah, we're going to be doing questions from the Blue Room. So much is going on. Can you give me a reading? Any message from my guides? Yeah, let's do kind of we can do some rapid fire readings, and I'm just going to let the spirit choose. I'm going to go to Katora. Katora says she got a lot of things going on, and she wants to know what her guides have to say for her at this particular time. Oh my goodness. Amani, the loved doula just tried to call in. Yeah, listen. It got shut down way before you called in. I was just trying to move through the motions to make sure that to see what I was doing, if it was something I could definitely do about it. Yeah. Let's let's take Katora's question. All right, Katora, let's take a look. Let's take a look what your guides have to say. So here's a couple of things that I see coming in. Number one, I want to start here because instantly, what do I see? I see a man that is standing behind you. And this man that currently is standing behind you, I feel like is your father. And so the first thing that, and we're going to be using telepathic. We're going to be using some telepathic energy here. So you guys keep up. I'm going to need you to keep up with me. So right now, let me ask you, is your father deceased at this time? Is your father deceased or is your father unknown? I have to put that in there because of a reading earlier. So is your father deceased? Is your father unknown? Is your father in the spirit world at this particular time? I'm waiting on Katora. I'm waiting on Katora. No, he is alive and known. He is alive and known. I see your father standing behind you. Was there someone else in your life that was like a father figure to you, that perhaps maybe is now in the spirit world, that could have been like a father figure to you? That is. Mm, mm-hmm. 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 Your grandfather. Perhaps this can be your grandfather. So let me tell you what I'm getting, because I see him. He's coming through pretty young. And if he's coming through pretty young, he could have passed away when he was much older in life. And so often spirits come back. So, two things that I see. Number one, I see that what is going on with you right now in your life, it's really calling you to have discipline and to put a different structure in place, to put a different structure in place. And you got to start getting some things in order. And I know this may feel like a real crazy time, but I see some beautiful things that is coming up for you. And one of the things that's happening, because I hear spirit sort of whispering this to me, that sometimes when we're doing some sort of work and we have this mindset of how we want things to be, there is a certain price that comes with success. And so I want you to think about your life and success. And I'm not talking about what the world sees as successful. I'm talking about you. That could be your family. That could be your business. That could be how well you're loving yourself, taking care of yourself. But this is about the price of success. And so things are attempting to get themselves in alignment with you, because you have to get into alignment so that you can really enter into this place of your success in life. And ultimately, for you, Katora, what this has to do with is it is letting go of the past. Now, I want to quantify this a little bit, because I'm looking at a picture, and what I see is I see a beautiful night sky with lots of stars in the sky. I see an incredible large bridge, and I also see this bridge going over a body of water. And so, what this means is you may be doing something, you may have something right now, and it may be going very well. However, what is happening at this particular time is that even though what you're doing is working for you, what you're really being called to is to pursue what your true dream is right now. I show that in the last couple of months, there's been some shifts and some changes, and you've thought about going in a different direction. And what Spirit is calling you to say right now is to have the courage to pursue that. You need to have the courage to go after that, right? And it's going to take focus. It's going to take discipline. It's going to take you putting some things in order and having some structure. And ultimately, it's going to take you living from your heart and not living from your mind. Another thing that I think that you can receive a lot of guidance, because I feel like the Pleiades seven sisters want to speak to you. And so they are here to really help you and support you so you can evolve yourself emotionally. This is where your growth has to come from, Couture. You have to learn how to grow emotionally. You've grown in so many areas of your life, but you've got to grow emotionally and you have to grow spiritually. And when I talk about growing spiritually, that is talking about your day to day life, right? Which is going to go into how well you love yourself. How well are you taking care of all of your finances, not just your money, your health, your financial health, your mental health, your physical health, your relationships, all of the health that's going on with you. So that's what I got for you at that particular time. So there you go, Katora. Mm, mm-hmm, 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 So who's next? Who's next? I got a lot going on. Any messages from me? I haven't spoke to you since the flood of 2016 when I broke down on air. Miss Twisted Styles. Let's see. Let's see. You're welcome, Katura. You're welcome. Let's see. Miss Twisted Styles. Let's see if we can get some guidance for you. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, Miss Twisted Styles. Here's a couple of things that's coming up for you at this particular time. Two things. Number one, you are in preparation mode and you are diving deep. I even see that you're kind of upping your skills in something. So either you're taking a class, getting ready to give a class, or taking a class, but this is involving you leveling up. Like I'm talking about leveling up big time. I'm talking about being in magazines. I'm talking about people interviewing you, people coming to you for questions or asking you about something that you're working on. And so Spirit is saying right now for you, you've got to start getting yourself prepared and you need to live in the future. You are stuck too much in the past. So what I want you to do is, often I don't tell people to do this, but you need to see your future self. You need to write a letter to your future self. And that letter for your future self, I want you to base that future self letter maybe about 30, 40 days out. To do that. No more than 40 days out, but 30 to 40 days out. But I want you to work on your preparation. And then I want you to, make sure you put things in there about what you're going to be putting the work in on. But you have something really, like I almost see, it's interesting. A couple of years ago, the Smithsonian Museum had identified that they found one of the largest blue sapphire crystals ever in the history of the planet. It had been sourced and it was huge. I'm talking about this crystal was huge and they valued it at millions and millions of dollars. But I feel like what you're holding is a gem like that. I see this huge blue sapphire crystal that you're holding. That you are looking outside of yourself for the gem and not realizing you are the gem. But what you have to do is you have to just level yourself up and start putting yourself out there. Stop holding yourself back. Stop worrying about competition. Stop worrying about what other people are doing and take that thing that you have, take it to the marketplace. It's time for you to take it to the marketplace now. The other thing that I see is there's a book. We did a whole show on it. Do you remember? When it was nice in September. And the book was called The Greatest Salesman in the World. I want you to get that book, The Greatest Salesman in the World. And I want you to go back into the archives and listen to that show and read that book. And it's really going to help unlock a lot of magic inside of you. So thank you for that, Miss Twisted Styles. Glad to speak to you again. Let's see. Mastermind 007. I keep having these dreams about my mother and sister. Not sure how it relates to the current situation. Have not been in contact with them or been able to. Can you give me some clarity on this situation? And this is Mastermind 007. So you want to get some clarity about this information with your sister and your mother. And your mother. Okay, interesting, interesting. So let me ask you, Mastermind 007, a couple of things that is going on. One of those things that is happening right now, and I want you to just kind of give me some backtrack. Let me know if there is one of these individuals, yourself or them included, yourself or them included. Oh, hold on. I want to go back to Miss Twisted Styles real quick while this channel is coming through. She says, laugh out loud. I had a vision of my future self, and the sapphire is my birthstone and my favorite show. I love it. Absolutely. Well, there you go. You are so welcome. So let's go back to Mastermind 007. It's a couple of things that I see. Number one, the first thing that I come in, I show an individual that has an addiction. So let me know if any of the parties that you are searching for, looking for your mother, your sister, hasn't any kind of addiction that they're dealing with at this particular time, or if they're traveling or with someone who has had an addiction of some sort, or perhaps that addiction could have been on your side. Please let me know. And I just want to get that clarity because Spirit is bringing this in pretty, on point. So I want to see. Mastermind 007. I guess it's going to take a while. Let me see. No, not that you know of. Okay, so not that you know of. Okay, so hold that thought for me because I feel like something of that nature has something to do with this. But the other thing that I will say to this is that I feel like right now your mother may be in some sort of situation where there is a fight for justice, like she's waiting on justice to be served in a situation about something that happened. This looked like something that may have happened some years ago, but it looks like some situation of some sort of justice that's going on. That's right now. But I will tell you this. When you say you haven't been able to get in touch with them for a while, let me know if you're talking about for days or if you're talking about for years. I feel like you will hear something pretty soon when I tap into your mother's energy at this particular time. Very patient, very calm at this particular time. But I feel like she's very much focused on a situation that she is attempting to get some sort of justice for it. But I want you to trust your instincts on this. I know you say that this is about you attempting to get in touch with them, but one of the things I want you to work on, and Spirit is bringing this message for you clear, Mastermind 007, is that oh, it's been years off and on. Okay, so, okay, that may be the injustice, but your mother is fighting for that, is that you have to improve your relationship. And this is the perfect time during this super moon and during this moon in Aries for you to sort of kind of heal this relationship that's going on. And so, again, this is your sort of maturity that is coming up for you. I know a part of you want to really see more about what's going on. Let me ask you, is there any reason you can't go see for yourself since you haven't been able to get in touch with them? Hmm? Mm-hmm. I would encourage you. I would encourage you to work on that relationships and to see, you can always do a health and welfare check. But I want you to trust your instincts on this because that relationship between you, your mother, and your family has been one that's been a little unstable for quite a while. And I want this to be an opportunity for you I want this to be an opportunity for you to decide where you want that relationship to really be. Because I feel like there's a lot of things that need to have healing here. And this right now, Mastermind 007, is the perfect time for the healing. So you could actually call the police station or the fire station in the city they live in and have them do a health and welfare check for you, just to make sure that they're okay and they're safe, if that's what you want, or to find your way to go there. But I will tell you, ultimately, this would be a great time for you to kind of mend and get that healing in the relationship that it so desperately needs at this time. Because Spirit is saying that you need to heal your relationships at this time. So that's what I have for you. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Obaya says, I've been experiencing palpitations in the chest. I went to get it checked and found out nothing abnormal. Could I possibly do a body scan? Well, there's a couple of reasons that you may have been experiencing this energy in your chest. I'll do a body scan on you and see what actually comes up. Uh, see what actually comes up for you. Mm-hmm. 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 Now, one of the things that Spirit is saying, self care is needed for you. At this time, it's not anything that has manifested itself into the physical realm. But what I would encourage you to do is, if you're drinking alkaline water, if you are engaging in a high alkaline diet, because right now when I go into your energy, immediately I see that your body has been over alkaline. And when that happens, when the body becomes too alkaline, believe it or not, it has adverse effects on our health, and it can cause all kinds of things to go awry. So I would say to you, maybe just kind of lay off of the alkaline water, to lay off the alkaline water a little bit, and make sure that your diet is one that is balanced, that's very balanced for yourself. And yeah, then everything else should be fine. But you're going to have great discoveries about balancing out your energy and balancing out things in your body, with that. But I've done a body scan on you. Everything looks like it's just hanging out in your aura. But your body does feel to me like it is just way, 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 way too alkaline at this particular point. And yes, we have to maintain some sort of harmony and balance in our body. And so I would encourage you, if you're drinking alkaline water, or if you're drinking, what is it called? You don't drink, or spring water. I would encourage you not to do that. If you started a new supplement and that supplement works on alkalining the body, just kind of balance things out with with your daughter. I don't know why daughter came up with your water. I would say to you, if you're balancing things out with your food, with the supplements you're taking, I'm picking up you're doing way too much and you are over alkalining yourself. So if you're drinking spring water, just make sure it's a good resource. If you're taking supplements, make sure that you really need that supplement. Or are you already taking in the food there? Balance with my daughter is necessary. Yes. Okay. Well, there you go. Because that just came out. Well, there you go. But everything looks fine. Your energy looks beautiful. You are taking in energy in and out of all of your energy centers. So no worries there. It's just that you are kind of over overdoing it. You're kind of overdoing this whole health thing when it comes to what you're taking. So it's a little bit of too much of something here and there. So just kind of balance it out a little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I want to take this question. Samantha Ray says, Miss Blue, if you're doing questions, can you tell me why am I so unlucky in love? In fact, you're not in luck, unlucky in love. You're not unlucky in love. It's just that you haven't fell deeply and madly in love with yourself. And so, what you are being called to are things that you think you are lacking inside of yourself. And so, it's going to keep being this one sided situation. And it's going to keep being a one sided situation until you learn how to love yourself. You're so welcome, Obaya. Abaya. I think I said it right. You're so welcome. But it's going to keep being a one sided situation, Samantha, until you learn how that feeling, that energy you get when that person is not around and you feel their energy sort of gripping you so tight that you feel that the person is standing right in front of you, like the person is in your presence, but the person is not there. Until you can get that in love and excited about yourself, you're going to keep having these relationships because relationships are here to teach you that what you feel you need from someone else, you're only being attracted to it because this is what you must also feel for yourself. And when you are whole in the fact that you are loving yourself, it doesn't have to be complete and divine, but you know that you can generate that feeling at some point in time inside of yourself, then you will be able to attract more healthy love, more healthy love. And this is sort of looking for, as my daddy would say, looking for love in all the wrong places. But I want you to focus on loving you, focus on falling deep in love with you. Um, and you will have no problems. And you're certainly not unlucky in love. I promise you, you will come back and say, I was very lucky in love because some of these people you would never want to stay with. You would never want to build a life with. You would never want to be sick and old, or you wouldn't ever want to have to be in a position to be stuck in a relationship with individuals like this because they haven't come into the light of learning how to love themselves. And so, this whole coming out of the shadow has to do with unhealthy, unbalanced relationships, codependent relationships, like I talked about in the very beginning. So this is what this is. So know that you can find a love that is happy, that is respectful, that is joyful, that is nurturing, that is balanced, where you can share things with them to help them grow and they can share things with you and help you grow. That is possible for you. All of that is possible. And at the same time, it doesn't require you to stop loving you to love them. It doesn't require that. So there you go. Write yourself a nice forgiveness letter because you got quite a few people you are holding hostage over there. And let all of those people go. Let them go. And then I want you to definitely work on forgiving yourself as well. Forgiving yourself as well. Mm-hmm. 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 And one of the crystals I would love for you to get to work with, Samantha, is going to be the garnet crystal. I want you to get a garnet crystal, a red garnet crystal, because one of the things that the red garnet crystal does is it helps you to open up doors to new dimensions of consciousness. So it's going to help you elevate yourself and just your understanding about relationships, your understanding about yourself, your understanding about love, and all of these different things is going to help you. It's also going to help you with resolving conflict. And when you get a crystal and you begin to work with it, you can simply hold it in your hand, put it in your pocket when you're meditating, when you're praying with it. And we have that intrinsic connection that is coming, working with us. Mm-hmm. 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 Miss Blue, I haven't spoken with you since my reading with you in 2012. Oh my goodness. I wanted to know, how many spirit guides do I have around me at this time? And what message do they have for me? Thank you. This is Smith and Holston. Smith and Holston. So let's see how many spirit guides you have with you. Interesting enough, the total number of spirit guides you have with you is 14 spirit guides. 14 spirit guides, and we're going to talk about that. And Samantha says, amen, let it go. Thanks for the guidance. I'm a Capricorn with a January birthday. Wow. Well, there you go. So I know you know how to work with that amethyst crystal. I mean, not amethyst. Did I say amethyst? I meant garnet crystal. There you go. Well, I'm glad. I'm glad. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. The spirit guides that you have around you at this time, you have 15 spirit guides. And I want to ask a question respectfully, Smith and Holston. Smith and Holston, question I want to ask you is, I want to know, who is the woman, the goddess, the sister that is so pissed and angry at you at this time? And I'm going to talk to you about what your spirit guides are saying. What your spirit guides are saying. Mm-hmm. 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 So I'm gonna wait for that answer from Smith and Holston. I want to know, because I'm picking up that the spirit is showing me there is some woman, there's some female, there's some goddess that is pissed at you at this time. At this time in our reality in this 3D world. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Mm-mm. You can let me know. You can let me know. Honesty is always the best policy, but let me know. Let me know, because you're taking too long to answer right now. I'm going to take that as a yes. If you got to ask, you probably already know. Oh, let's see what Smith and Holston says. Or Smith and Holston, if you are a woman, it could be you who is pissed, who is upset, who is angry. But I'm not getting feminine energy from you at this time. But we're gonna see. We're waiting on you to respond to this, so I can tell you. So I can tell you. I think Smith and Holston might have left the building right about now. So we're going to go to the next. We're going to go to the next question. Oh, he said, maybe my sister. Okay. All right. Maybe your sister, you not sure? Oh, you know when somebody is not pleased with something with you. Come on now. Come on now. It can't be a maybe. It's either yes, it's my sister, or no. You know. You know. Lola Falana said, it's his sister. It's his sister. Well, you know, here is what's happening. But I really want you to respond. You know, I can hear you talking. I can hear you talking. I want you to tell me, because see, this has to do with a conversation Spirit is showing me. And this conversation that is, oh, you, oh, okay, you did answer. Okay. So, I answered. Okay, okay, okay. I got you. You answered me. So this has to do with the conversation that took place, something that happened, a conversation that took place. And you know who this person is, whether you want to say or not. But what I need you to do is to kind of put that rebellious, sort of warrior side away. I am definitely a woman with a lot of masculine energy. Okay, okay. That makes sense. So, and I want you to get more into love, laughter, and celebration. And I really want you to get more into the energy, your creative energy, um, more of your magical energy, and more of your lovable energy. And let me tell you why. Because also, what I see around you at this particular time is the Egyptian god Tahuti. And so we know Tahuti is the scribe. And so these things of magic and science is there, which is a place that you uh, thrive in. Hmm. And so I need you to get more into that energy with them because Spirit is saying it's time for a new beginning because there's a part of you that can be so rebellious and can be sort of like a warrior goddess, sort of coming out because you stand so firm in those things that you feel and you know and you do, that this is the time for you to really start a new beginning. And really, for those people that you love and you care for, that you begin to use more things of wisdom with them. And you take more of looking at the whole picture than sort of trying to go toe to toe with them and really get more into the celebration mode, laughter, and not take things so deep to heart and really just be open. Just be a little bit more open. And yeah, everything about that is coming up. By the way, also the goddess Sekhmet is with you. So, yes, you have a lot of fire energy, you know? A lot of fire. Matter of fact, I'm thinking of the name Smith and Holston. It's almost like Smith and, the gun Smith and Weston. Just this, you really about that, But using more of your intellect, using more of your wisdom, and understanding that everyone doesn't know what you know. They don't understand things the way that you understand them, and to have more of a loving heart, an open heart, for respecting where they are in life at this time. Because you do have someone who is pretty damn pissed at you at this particular time. So there you go. You have a total of, what did I say, 14 spirit guides that are with you at this time. That you can begin to work with, as well as the goddess Sekhmet and as well as the god Tahuti. Mm-hmm. You are saying the truth. I am rebellious. I'm telling you, it came through real strong. Well, there you go. I'm so glad to have spoken with you again. And yeah, get to working with those spirit guides. They're really going to help you. They're really going to help you a lot. Let's see. Let's see. We'll take a few more. We're not gonna overdo it over here, but we're gonna take a few more. We're gonna take a few more. Sammy. Mm, uh, Sammy, my uncle Bill passed before I was born, but lately I've been I've been feeling his energy around me, is this him? And does he have a message for the family? Yes, he does, Sammy. He has a message. He actually, I said your name before I even did it. And it's funny because your uncle has been hanging around you a lot. And so here's the beautiful thing. He says that he knows that you can give the family the message. And I second it. I second it because I know you've been working with Planet Remix, and mediumship is definitely one of the things that I told you is going to be close to you. I want you to trust yourself. The full moon is here. So you'll get to work with this energy. And I want you to take some time, Sammy, and just go in and just start doing spirit led writing. And you can do it after you take a shower, just kind of sitting down, get yourself nice and relaxed, get out a pen and just start writing questions with your dominant hand and answering it with your non dominant hand and asking your uncle to give you the answer. And you will be able to do it. I know you can. I know you can. It's about that time, Sammy. It's about that time. Smith and Holston said, "Wow, I really appreciate this, Miss Blue. This is what I needed to hear. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. Thank you all so much. Don't forget, if you're listening in and you have not subscribed to the channel, would love for you to do that. If you know someone else who loves to listen and be a part of a soul group just like this, have them do that. Have them come on over, maybe pass the show on to them as well, and welcome them into Planet Remix Soul Family. TT Thomas, the resurrected God, says, "My subconscious mind has been trying to break free for about 3 years and been having trouble raising my vibration. Any insight?" Let's see, T. Thomas. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Well, one of the things that I will tell you is you definitely have to work with your subconscious mind. One of the things that's beautiful about the subconscious mind is that it stores everything. It's like a recorder being on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, no days off. Absolutely no days off. And if you've been trying to do this for 3 long years, so there really is no such thing as T. Thomas breaking free from the subconscious. There's no such thing. You don't need to be broken free. But what you do need to do is you do need to work on reprogramming the subconscious mind and putting more in the subconscious mind than what's in there, right? And you said you're having trouble raising your vibration. Couple of things I want you to look at in your life, T. Thomas. What type of information are you taking in? How do you speak to yourself? What kind of language? How do you talk to yourself? That's number 1. And number 3, who you hanging around? Take a look at those 3, not for area of blame, but for area of readjustment, So the first thing that I want you to do is you have to start working on reprogramming your subconscious mind. And if you've been working with your subconscious mind, that means that this has to be a part of your day-to-day life. Can't be something you do on the weekend or you do once a week. You have to do this constantly. So you have to upgrade your self-talk. And you know how I feel about shadow work. You have to be doing love work. You've got to learn how to love yourself. Self-love is the new shadow work. Because the shadow work, as I stated in the beginning, is only going to keep you in the darkness. And if you go too deep inside of your own shadow, you would need someone else to come rescue you because you won't be able to find your way out. So you have to upgrade your self-love and you have to upgrade your self-talk. So I want you to think about how you speak to yourself. What kind of language are you using with you? When you're talking to T. Thomas, What words are you saying? What kind of things are you saying to yourself? And you have to be able to catch yourself. You have to say, no, 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 no. We're not doing that today, because your mind should not be leading you. Your mind should never be leading the way. That is not who is the leader of you. You have to be led by your higher self. But again, the mind can be trained. And if you only train the mind to look for negative things in your life or to look for negative things in you, then that's what's happening. My throat chakra needs to be activated. Oh, no. See, let me tell you why I don't believe that. Your name is T. Thomas, the resurrected Saturn god. And if you're telling me that, then you don't get to tell me your throat chakra needs to be activated. But what does need to be activated is you've got to stop thinking that the resurrection and Saturn, that Saturn god, lives inside of you. You're either going to be of a high vibration or not. And it's time for you to take a stand, because the more that you keep yourself enthralled in these things, that darkness and being in these dark places and allowing your mind to lead you, then that self-realization of God will never come to light. So it's not your throat chakra you need to work on, but it is your heart chakra, and being able to be open to receive that you are filled with love and light. So upgrade your self-talk, fall madly in love with you, and you will learn to love everyone and everything in your life. And then you will come into the point of self-realization. And when you get to self-realization, because that's where you meet God face to face, then you will recognize that the world is not happening to you, but that you are creating your world. And therefore, if there's anything in your world that you do not want to be there, is not in alignment with you, then you can create something of a higher frequency to take its place. So there you go, T. Thomas, the resurrected Saturn god. There you go. All right. Uh-oh. Oh, okay. Let me look. My moderators is talking to me. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on. We're gonna go to the next question. I just seen this. All right. All right. Okay. So we're gonna see who's next. You are so welcome, Thomas. T. Thomas, the resurrected Saturn god. You know, Kyle. Thank you, Kyle Tucker. But Kyle, thank you, Kyle. I do know that, Kyle. Okay. Mhm. Kyle said, Ms.Blue, you can big up yourself. Yes. Thank you, Kyle. I know that, but thank you, Kyle. I do, Kyle. I do. But I thank you for saying that. Hey, Leanne. Hope everyone is doing well tonight. I see you all there. Sort out a Jamaica. Sort out a Jamaican. What does that mean? Oh, you mean shout out Jamaica? Shouts out from Jamaica. Thank you, Jamaica. Where Griffin at? Shouts out to all of our international listeners in the building. Let me see. I'm going to get you guys because I think I have an order here. Okay. All right. Let me see. Shania. Is there a Shania in the building? Anything I should know before the night's end? Messages from ancestors or guides. I'm getting sleepy, Miss Blue. My dreams have been vivid for months and I feel like I'm being upgraded greatly. What is next? Mm. Okay, Shania. Is it Shania? Shania. Let's see. Let's see, Shania. Okay, Shania. Shania, yes. Oh, you do got a lot of people. Okay, that's good. Okay, that's good. Let me work on this list. I got a list of y'all, so I don't. So and thanks to Lola Falana. Let's give our moderator some love there. Let me go to Shania. Shania, what you say, Shania? You took your message back? Did I say your name wrong? Don't make me go back and see that message, Shania. Okay, I got it. Good to see you, Leanne. You took an internet break. It is sometimes necessary. It's so true. Sometimes we do need to take an internet break. Yeah, we do. Sometimes we do. I was waiting on Shania to come back. All right, Shania, was that your question? If not, then I'll go on to the next person. You'll take her. She said, yes, I'm here. I'm probably saying her name wrong. Shania, ask your question, Shania. Shania then told me she fallen asleep. She said, yes, that's her question. Okay, so what's next for you? A couple of things. So I had this vision of a bonfire, sort of kind of, you know, the sort of the ambers, the ashes. You got a lot of new ideas that are coming in for you right now. And I feel like you're craving something totally new. But I also want you to be mindful that right now, um, you're sort of releasing some Kundalini energy from yourself. You're in the midst of another awakening that's happening for you. So, what's required right now for you, Shania, is to bring some balance. And once you bring that balance in, then what's going to happen for you is you're going to start to get clarity. You're going to start to get clarity on which way or what direction or what to do next. I feel like you're a little antsy right now and you just want to do anything, and I want you to wait for what feels right as opposed to anything. And interesting enough, I feel like my whole throat chakra is closing up from your anxiety, and you just typed it in the room. I feel the energy inside of you. So, yeah, you're going to need to do something with all that energy. I would encourage you to work out. You're going to get a lot of downloads, a lot of clarity, a lot of channels while working out, whether you're just going for a walk, whether you're sitting down writing, you're going to get a lot of channels. But I want you to do that. And I also want you to, get into some sort of ritual before you close out your day. Like just kind of slow yourself down a little bit and really prepare yourself for going to bed. Like no TV, no cell phones, maybe 30 minutes before lights are out and you're getting ready to go to bed. The other thing that I would encourage you to do is to clean out your closet. In feng shui, closets represents what's hidden in the subconscious. It represents the subconscious, but it also represents things that are hidden within the subconscious. So I really want you to get into doing some feng shui and cleaning out your closet and getting things organized, particularly when it comes to your clothes. I feel like there's so many clothes and things that you don't wear anymore. Some of the things are things that's not worth wearing anymore. and things that you're not using anymore, and get rid of it. Get rid of it. You've been thinking about changing up your style, how you dress, how you do your hair, all of these things. And I think this would be a great prelude to getting you ready for this time for things coming. Because you're going to have some big opportunities on the table for you. You have some incredible ideas and visions coming through. I want you to keep a notebook or something close to your bed, or even if you use your phone, but I would prefer for you to write it down and just don't dive deep into everything coming up. But I want you to just take note of it. I want you to just take note of it and write everything down, because some of these ideas will be for you, Sanaya, and some of them will be for others. And I mentioned about Kundalini energy. Kundalini energy is energy of awakening. So this is you elevating your consciousness. So you're kind of getting an upgrade in life, right? You've been doing a lot of work on yourself. You've really been focusing into things. So right now, what I would encourage you to do, this is not the time to go off the deep end exploring different spiritual practices. I mean, you get to do whatever you want, but right now I would say just kind of chill, just kind of relax, just for a little bit, just kind of chill, just kind of relax. Focus on loving yourself and enjoying the feeling. The next time anxiety comes up, I want you to switch it. And I want you to flip the switch and say, I am so grateful. I am so thankful. I deserve to be here. And I am excited about life. That's what I want you to repeat to yourself. Just repeat that to yourself. You can even take your hand and place it over your heart and just kind of center yourself. If it's still warm where you are, get outside, get some sunlight, walk in the ground, visualize energy coming into your body from the ground. And that's going to help you get out in nature and maybe do a nice little walk, nothing extreme. You want to do that. You want to just be in that place and just kind of chill. Just kind of chill, not forever, but you'll know when the right time is to move. But right now, you just want to be like the wind. You want everything to just move through you. Whatever you're feeling, enjoy the feeling and just allow it to move through you. Yeah. All right. And yes, let me sing you some sparkles. There you go. Want to sing you some sparkles. All right. All right. Let's see. Let's see. Let's go to, where's black gold? Gold leaf or black gold? Gold leaf. What's your question, Black Gold? I love that name, Black Gold. Wasn't that a song, Black Gold? Black gold in the summertime, black gold. Gold leaf. uh, mm. Yes, it's a song. Okay, but listen here, Black Gold. If you don't have a question, Black Gold, we gonna move on. Oh, you just lost your mom. Oh, I am so sorry to hear about your mother's passing away. And, but I want you to know you didn't lose her, but I understand what you're saying. Is she coming through? Let's see if we can bring your mama through. Let's see if we can bring her through. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see. And my condolences to you. Let's see if we can bring your mama through. Hmm. Mm-hmm. 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 Hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, so let me know. So did your mother, I show your mother's passing was quick, but I also show that she's sort of grabbing her chest, just something in her chest area that has to do with her breath, has to do with breathing. So let me know if your mother's passing had anything to do with her breath and her breathing. Yes, it does. Yeah, this appears to be your mother. The other thing that I'm showing here is that um I feel like your mother in her passing, this is sort of kind of twisted. Yeah, oh, respiratory failure. Okay, this is making sense because she's holding her chest and I see the breathing. Honestly, I want to say your mother was here even when I was on the call with the sister ahead of you, and I felt like my throat was just closing up. And sometimes when spirits are real strong, so your mother is coming through very strong. I feel like this was so unexpected for her. Sometimes souls know, but this was unexpected for her because she had dealt with this for so long. She just felt like it was going to kind of be one of those close calls again, but yet she would be able to come up. The other thing I'm thinking, it kind of makes me feel, and I'm not a medical doctor by no means, but 15 years, but I'm not a medical doctor, but it kind of makes me think. I remember one of my family members when he passed away, he had like COPD or something like that. That has to do with the breath and it has to do with respiratory things, and it's giving me sort of that same kind of feel. Oh, you're a physician. Oh, okay. Well, good for you. Listen, Black Gold. You can be Black Gold. You can be Black Leaf. You can be all of that. I love it. Let me ask you this because something else that's coming up. Let me know who in the family um, she had a worsened form of COPD. Yeah, she's telling me that. But let me ask you a question. Who in the family is a Sagittarius? Would you know who in the family is a Sagittarius, please? I want to talk about that because that energy is coming through real strong for her. But I want to know if you know who in the family was a Sagittarius, or what would that energy have to do with your mother of the Sagittarius, please? Not to your knowledge. Hold that. Because your mother, even though she's telling me she's very excited about being here, she says she's even more excited about you being here. But she's telling me that. She's telling me that she's learning so much about life, so much that she didn't know. But I could tell your mother was one of these people who had a love for understanding and learning life. She really had a love for life. She had a love for life. A love for life. Interesting enough, I see a man standing next to her. But he is standing, what she said, I had a blood cancer. They thought I was out of here. Oh, let me ask you. Stay with me, Black Gold. I see a man standing next to her. But he's standing a little bit distant. Let me ask you, was your mother and father still together? Are they still together were they still together at the time of your mother's passing, please? Okay. And has your father passed away, please? Because I see this man standing by her, but he's standing a little distant from her, but he is there. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They divorce. Yes, they divorce. But is your father on the other side, please? Your dad is still alive. Okay. Okay. Hold that thought. Hold that thought. The just hold that thought. Was your mother remarried at the time, or was she remarried? Because I'm seeing another man that's standing next to her, and this is all going to make sense in just a minute. Um, that is there. So, uh, no, never remarried. We'll talk about that. I'm not really sure what this is, but I will tell you this: your mother was a very very strong woman. She was a very very strong woman. But she is, I hear Sade playing in the background because she said she had a lot of sorrow in love. She had a lot of sorrow in love, and she's kind of shameful of how her love life kind of went in this world. She just says that she just couldn't get it right in this world. Even though she was one of the most loving, caring people, if you knew her, she loved so much. But she's telling me, Ms.Blue, I had sorrow in love. Like, oh my goodness. She's just like, oh, it just didn't work for me. So she put all of her love into her work and into her family, into you, into her children. She put it all in there. And she's now kind of laughing about it a little bit, not in a funny way, but she has recognized that really the love that she had, she said she wouldn't have changed it, but what she would have done is she would have traveled more. She would have spent more time loving herself. She would have she would have did things for herself different. She would have went out and bought herself different things. Like there were certain things she wanted to buy, but she was always thinking about everyone else, and she was also thinking about people who didn't have things and different things. She would have done herself different. She said, honestly, Miss Blue, I would have went to another country somewhere. I would have been living on an island somewhere. I would have done these things if I was just bold enough to love myself together. She had a travel group that she called the Queen of Hearts. And they stopped when she had me. Yes, this is your mother coming through, because she's telling me that. She says, I would have just kept traveling. I would have kept going around the world. I would have just kept putting that love into me. You know, one of the things she is definitely saying is that she's holding up one finger. So I don't know if you're the oldest daughter, the only daughter, or the only child, but you are something one to her. And she's acknowledging that for you. She's acknowledging you are the one or something for her. Uh, um, she would never come back. Yeah, she would never. Oh, you're the only child. Yes, because she's holding up like Miss Blue, and she has her hand over her heart. She's like, this is my, and she holds up that one. And I know when spirits say that, that is either the child that was closest to them or their number one child or all of these different things. The other things that she's saying is she's giving you a big hug, and she wants you to know that there was nothing you could have done different. Absolutely nothing you could have done different. I also showed that she says that, were you not there when she passed? I feel like, I don't know if you were just there, just walked out the room, just had left, or just had talked to her, but she's saying that, there was something there, and she really did not want you to be present at that particular moment. Yes, that's what she's telling me, that you had just left. You was just there and you left. Yes, she waited until you left because she did not want you to see her pass that way. that way. She did not. And by the way, your mother has a amazing personality. Like I literally know that me and her are going to be friends. And yeah, she's going to be bringing through some information. And the answer to the question, no, she did not suffer. She said she did not suffer at all. She didn't suffer because they had her on the breathing. She's telling me they had her on the breathing machine. She was like, Miss Blue, I got up out of that bed. I was walking around that hospital room. I was checking in on other people. I was going around and visiting people. She said people probably said they had a dream about me or they thought someone called me. She said I was going around checking in on everybody. She said it didn't bother her at all. And she said once she was nosy, oh, we would have been real good friends then. Yeah, she's laughing. She's definitely laughing. And she said, you know, she said she cherished you. You are her golden child. You are the true apple of her eye. The true apple of her eye. She could not be more proud of you. And she could not be more proud of how you handled everything. Because she said, oh my goodness, we got a family that could be a mess about nothing. And she said, I just love my daughter. She said, I just love the way my daughter handled everything. Everything was so perfect for her. And she says she wants you to continue to keep growing. And oh, them church folks got on. Yeah, she's telling me. She said she's learning from you. She's glad that you are still loving God, but you recognize that God is not in the physical body, that God is not in the physical body. And she is learning so much from you that you are stepping outside of your comfort zone because she said, this is a big stretch kind of for my daughter a little bit here. She said, but I'm glad that she did this because she is learning so much from you too. She is excited. She's excited about the things that you've been reading, that you've been researching, and she's been doing too. She said she gets to travel, she gets to go places, she gets to see things. She has her energy back, she has her health back, she has all of these things back. And she is just so thankful, so thankful, so thankful. Mm-hmm. So she said, wow, Miss Blue, I was not going to ask. You wasn't going to chime in, but your mother is so thankful. So thankful. Tell her I'll meet her in Bali. And your mother is jumping up and down saying, yes, 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 yes. Meet her in Bali. Meet her in Bali, and she will definitely be there to meet you there. So she's excited for this new path that you're on, this journey that you're on. By the way, she knows that you have her jewelry close by. You also have some of her clothing items, and she's excited about all of that. She said she really doesn't care about any of the material things. Whatever you decide to do, she is on board with it. She love it. She love it. She love it. She said, Miss Blue, if I had my way, honey, I would be on an island. I'd be going island hopping. I'd be going to this part of the world and that part of the world and go to that part of the world. And over there, I'd be going there. And I'd be going over here. And she's telling me about her fancy days and how she was something else when she was growing up. And, and she lived a good life. And she loves you so much. She loves you so much. So, so, so much. Yes. And she hears you when you're talking out loud to her. She knows that you love to talk to her when you're in the bathroom and when you're getting dressed. And she hears every word that you're saying. She says she wants you to live life to the fullest, but don't take it too serious, and love yourself. Fall in love with you. And she's left you in a place where you can fall madly in love with you and have someone to love you so you can go travel and go see the world, because that's what she would have loved to continue to be doing. So I am truly honored that I could do that. You said I'm not going back into medicine either. Oh no, we need some good sis like you in medicine now. Don't throw it all away. Maybe you'll just be doing medicine in a different kind of way, because you definitely are a natural healer. You are a natural healer. So I know you will find a way to continue to spread your love, your knowledge, and healing to the world in some sort way or fashion. She said, I'll do some curbside consulting. Well, you have to hit me up, Black Gold. We like a little curbside consultant. Well, I love you so much. I'm so glad I could bring your mother through, but no, your mother is not, listen, she did not suffer. She said the moment she knows, she said the moment God told her, listen, you could come on, she said, honey, I got up out of that bed and went looking all through the hospital, started talking to people, checking on people, going to visit family, going to visit friends, and all kinds of stuff. I went and checked my house, and she did all kinds of stuff. Yeah. So there you go. Oh, it's always so wonderful when I can be able to do that. Nosy, I told you, me and her would be great friends. She told me, Ms.Blue, listen, you need me to help you? I got you, girl. I got you. I said, all right. I can always use some more in the spirit team now. Oh, I love it. I call it being curious. We're going to say curious, not nosy. So mama wasn't nosy. She was just curious. That's it. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She didn't pull up a chair. She's sitting down, everything. She's been sitting here the whole time. I'm telling you, I was feeling all kinds of stuff and my throat started closing up. And I was like, wait a minute. Yeah, so we know what it is, and I'm sure you guys have been picking it up through, because her energy is beautiful and it is strong. And so, love to you and the family. By the way, check on your father and see how your father is doing already. Oh, she could cook too. Oh, well, yeah, she's always welcome here. Always welcome here. Oh my goodness. How beautiful was that? You saw him yesterday. Good, 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 good. Beautiful. Yeah, yeah. Wow. How beautiful. How beautiful. That's right. Curious. We're curious. She was over mini kitchens. Well, look, she's still over kitchens. She is still over kitchens. Trust me. Oh, how beautiful. Wow, that was amazing. Let's see. Who's next? Divine Tish. Is that who's next? I'm looking at my list. Where is Divine Tish? If she's here. Let's see. Okay. I think we got to go to the next one. Supremacy. Is Supremacy still here? Supremacy. Supremacy. Don't forget to like and subscribe and to hit that notification bell, so that way whenever we go live, you all are a part of that. And if you did not get the earth magic element or even the fire magic element, I would suggest that you do, because it's some beautiful energy to work with at this particular time. I think H2O has sold out. Someone just sent an email about H2O. H2O has sold out, But these are some great energies to begin to work with, and you can download them. So you'll get a chance to work with them for as long as you want. Okay. I'm going to tell you what we getting ready to do. We're getting ready because it looks like it's we in the wee hours. Y'all not coming up with the people in line, not coming up for their questions. So we about to, what we about to do. You know what we getting ready to do. Mm-hmm. Do y'all know? Do y'all know what we getting ready to do? Y'all know what we getting ready to do. I don't want to sing that song. I don't know what you came to do. You and you and you and you. But y'all know what we came to do. Why are they making me do this? We gonna log in? Yeah, we're gonna log in. Yeah, I think Earth Element is available. Mm-hmm. So want you all to see. There you go, Brittany Vibes. We're getting ready to do it. Frustrated because my partner is not supporting me. I feel disconnected from my tribe, misunderstood, undervalued. Please help me rebalance. Is any ancestors coming through? That's a lot. Let me see. That's a lot. That's a lot. Let me see. Oh, Antoinette was next. Okay. All right. Okay. I got it. Sammy said, lock the door on the way out. So here's a couple of things you said. Frustrated because my partner is not supporting me. And listen, here's the thing. Right now, we are dealing with relationships. And when dealing with relationships, the first thing that I want you to do is to recognize sometimes we go through those seasons where people don't support us the way that we do. But we have to go a little deeper. And this is what I'm going to encourage you to do. When you say, I feel disconnected from my tribe, I feel misunderstood, I feel undervalued, I want you to redirect that energy into how are you feeling about yourself? What do you know to be true for you? Because everybody is dealing with their own stuff at this moment. And there will be times in relationships where others will be dealing with things and they can't be as supportive to us as we may want them to be because they have things that they're going on. The main thing that I'm getting from you at this particular time, Antoinette, is that you've got to take time to have a healthy spiritual practice. And that healthy spiritual practice encompasses the mind, the body, and the finances. You need to check your health in all of these areas and your relationship. And first, it has to start with you. It has to start with you. And you have to take a look at yourself and really see what is at the root of your frustration. How are you supporting yourself? How well are you valuing yourself? And when you say you feel disconnected from your tribe, I'm not sure what that means to you. But I will tell you, if you feel you're disconnected and you have done a self-check to make sure that what you're asking for is for someone else to take ownership in areas of your life where you're supposed to be in charge, is that a real disconnect? Or you're just not getting what you want? Because it's giving you need to have a temper tantrum because you have a lot of built up frustration, you have a lot of anger, and you're dealing with a lot of confidence issues in yourself. And if we can address those inside of you, because I'm not concerned about your tribe, I'm not concerned about your partner. I am focusing on how to help you rebalance. And the first thing you have to do is really know that you deserve to be here. You deserve the value to value yourself. You deserve to be loved and you deserve to feel safe. Those are the things that I feel everything that you're dealing with has to do with some of our basic core needs of life. But I need you to be able to address them within yourself. When you're getting up in the morning, how are you talking to yourself? See, self-love has everything to do with the solid foundation about how do you speak to yourself. And how many times through the day is it, is it someone else's fault while you're feeling or while you're acting or why something has happened? And I'm not saying this in a judgmental way. This is in an awareness way. You've been going through a medical journey and you felt alone on it. Well, I want you to know you are never alone. You are never alone. You have your spirit guides, you have your ancestors. You always have Planet Remix here for you. But I will tell you this, that loneliness that you're feeling is because sometimes when we're dealing with a challenge and when we're going through something so intimate and so personal with ourselves, dealing with something that affects you medically anyway is a sign that it's time for you to focus on you. I'm not saying that it doesn't make it uncomfortable, but this is your body's way of saying that you matter, that you deserve to be here. And I want you to focus on loving yourself. It's good that you're loving other people and you're helping other people and you're doing amazing things. But can you give yourself that same kind of love that you're willing to give to everyone else in your life? Turn your attention and your focus on yourself. And once you do that, you will see that people will start to come along that will love you the way that you love yourself. Now, every time we go through something, and some of us don't deal with medical challenges the same because we run energy in our bodies different. We're built different. We come here for different experiences. Some people, that medical challenge could come in the form of mental. It could come through the mind. For other people, it could impact the organs inside the physical body from the neck down. For other people's, it can impact their finances. So they may never get sick. Their bodies may be healthy. It may be in shape. And on the outside, it appears that everything is wonderful. But when you start digging into their relationships, you see where the medical illness or journey is. For some people, it could be the stability in where they live in their home, all of that. And you said, I have had that self-discovery. Well, I'm glad that you're on that journey of self-discovery, but I promise you, if you are truly madly in love with yourself, then these appeared challenges would not be there anymore. Because then there would be a decision. Do I want to stay in a relationship or a partnership or a friendship with people who I love and support, but they don't love and support me? See, here we come back to, how do I value myself? So maybe some of these relationships, it is time to end, but that will be your choice to make those decisions. But I want you to start taking a look at that. You have to take a look at that. If you're being misunderstood, how well are you communicating with yourself? Are you clear on what your purpose is? Not your goals, not what you desire, but what your soul's purpose is. Because without that foundation of a soul's purpose, then you're just going from one point to the next. And just like in the great race, you're just waiting on someone else to give you a clue so you can know which way to run next. And that gets old after a while. So it's time for you to take that lens and turn it inward, but turn it inward for love. Turn it inward for love of yourself and focusing on yourself. Find out what makes you happy. You have to find out what makes you happy, what fills you up with joy. And when you find that, then you have to do it. And if you don't know what it is, then that is beautiful too. Then it's time to explore. It's time to start asking your higher self, God, the universe, your ancestors, spirit guides, asking some questions. Ask that question. Because the more that you can clarify that for yourself, then you won't have time to focus so much on what other people are not doing for you that you can be doing for yourself. See, we have a hologram, and when people meet us, they meet our hologram first. And that hologram is a read on how we're treating ourselves, our innermost desires, our greatest fears, our deepest and darkest worries. And this person doesn't even have to be aware of their intuition or their higher selves or angels or spirit guides. They can pick up, and that's how they will start to treat you with no judgment, because this is what you're calling, what you're asking for, because you're projecting this out into the world. And so the way to remedy this is, as the singer Her so eloquently put it, focus on me. Can you focus on me? When I hear that song, that is my higher self singing to me. Can you please just take a moment and focus on me? We get so caught up in outside distractions, not realizing that all of that is an illusion. None of it comes alive. You do not come to Planet Remix and everyone is here. The only way it is here is because we have taken our consciousness and connected our energy to it, and then it exists. And when you know that, then it's easy to start navigating in this world. And when you turn that focus back to you, not in a selfish way, not in an egotistical way, not in a selfish kind of me way, because it's not all about me, but in a way that you understand, that you see the goddess consciousness in you, and you recognize your love, and you recognize your power, and you recognize that you are creating the life that you are living, then you will respect that and recognize that in everyone else that you encounter. And there will be a divine exchange that happens. because everyone has a specialty. And you will be exchanging your God Goddess specialty with the individual that is exchanging their God Goddess specialty onto you. And this is why we all are meant to be in the world, but not of the world. Because each one of us has our own universe going on. And we are the astronauts that are floating through the planets and the cosmic skies and the deep seas and the roaring hills and the mountains and the land. So you get to decide. You get to decide how you feel every day. You get to choose that. You get to decide, what thought am I going to allow to penetrate my world that I'm creating. See, your thoughts are not all yours, and you do not have to follow every thought that you think. Because if you are the God Goddess in your world and you have a thought that does not feel well, you can simply replace that thought with something of a higher vibration. And so instead of saying, I'm not supported in my relationship, I'm not telling you to be delusional. But then you can take a stand and draw a line in the sand and say, I only want to be in relationships that are supportive to me. These are the only relationships I have. But see, then that requires you to take action. And anytime we're in a position, Mars, moon, full moon, this super moon, we're being forced to take action, or otherwise we're going to be uncomfortable, very uncomfortable in our skin. Not comfortable, as Beyonce say. We're going to be very uncomfortable in our skin. And if you're feeling uncomfortable in any area of your life, this is your clue. You have to take action. And sometimes that action is first an honest conversation with yourself about your responsibility for what is going on. And then second, an action. Maybe it's time to have that conversation with your partner, but not in the position where they're responsible for your emotions and your feelings. That is not the purpose of being in a relationship. So we have to be very clear about what support truly means. You cannot hand over to me your responsibility for making you feel good, for making you feel loved, for making you feel wanted. That is no one's responsibility but your own. You have to take responsibility for that. And if you have found yourself in a place where that is not taking place, in the words of my big brother, then maybe it's time to move around. See what else is out there. Maybe this is a place I felt this, but maybe I need to be somewhere else. Maybe I thought this was the right relationship, but maybe, just maybe, after I take care of me, it's time to move around. It's time to move around because I don't agree with being in a relationship that's not supportive. But first I have to look at myself and say, am I supportive of me? Because if I'm not supporting myself, then how do I think I can even understand a relationship that is supportive when I'm not even giving it to myself? So we have to make sure that we stand in on our square. And we have to take that. It's time for us to do some growing up. And I'm speaking to Antoinette, but I'm talking to all of us, but it's time to do some growing up. We've done a lot of work here. We know a whole lot of things. And it's okay some days to feel uncomfortable. It's okay some days to feel sad. It's okay to be angry some days. It's okay to be frustrated some days. It's okay to even be a little depressed some days. But you can't stay there. It's not a place that you can live in. It's like someone putting you in darkness. See, I'm very big on words, and we have learned that words create worlds. And so this is why I don't subscribe. It's not that I don't believe we need to work on ourselves, but I don't subscribe to this shadow work shit. No, we're going to do self-love. We're going to elevate that. We're not in the 19, 18, 17, 1600s. We're not doing shadow work. We're doing self-love work. And some of the greatest civilizations on the planet, starting with the ancient Egyptians, did not see this as shadow work. That was a European mindset that came along many centuries later that called it shadow work. And a lot of it had to do with the mere color of their skin and the land. But they were doing love work. They was doing so much love work that it is still standing strong and tall and powerful, and one of the most dominant cultures, civilization in the world, still yet to this day. Documented proof. They was doing so much love work that we have not even begun to scratch the surface of understanding what our ancestors out of ancient Egypt taught all of humanity. They wasn't doing shadow work. They was doing love work. But when the other civilizations came in and they found the book, the Persian Heru, instead of calling it what its name was, the Book of Coming Forth by Day, they call it the Book of the Dead. Once again, carving out this narrative in your mind so you can be forever twisted on a path to enlightenment. Making you think that their obsession was with the dying and the dead. They were letting you know that these were individuals who understood that there was no such thing as dead. The Book of Coming Forth by Day. The Persian Heru. It's a book of enlightenment. But if you are in the shadows, and if you are in darkness, then everything you see and everything you touch will appear dead. It will appear dark. It will appear separate. It would appear against you. We're in some very important times in the history on this planet because the records going forward have not been written. And every time you hold a thought, every time you take an action, every time you have a feeling, you are creating a new record in the Akashic records. So what the history of the world will be, I don't want you to let any columnist, I don't want you to let any historian, I don't want you to let any psychic, I don't want you to let any medium, I don't want you to let anybody who thinks they can foretell the future. Now, there is a universal future, but then there is an intentional one. And now that you understand that power that you have, you can write the records not just for yourself, but for humanity. So do not allow yourself to be distracted by these things in life. Call your power back. It can never leave you, but it is a powerful ritual to be able to call your power back and recognize that you deserve to be here. You deserve to live. You deserve to love. You deserve to thrive. And you deserve to create and to be your true, authentic self. This is what everything is calling you to. If you do not bring that authentic you to the world, then we have missed greatness. That's it. Because no one else can do it like you. And you gotta know that. And everyone has the power to heal themselves from anything. Anything is possible. But you have to be open to receive that. Because if you cannot receive it's possible for you, then it won't be. So, I want to give that to you, Antoinette. And I want you to hang in there. And I know you took these words in. And I'm sending you so much love and so much light and so much healing. And I want you to just slow down. Give yourself grace and give yourself space. Stay out of your mind. Stomp your feet. Squeeze your butt cheeks. Whenever your mind takes over, drop down in your body and keep repeating, I am safe, I am loved, and I deserve to be here. And get out of your mind and stay out of your heart and allow your intuition and your higher self to guide you. Yeah. I'm going to give you some sparkles. There you go. I want to give a big shout out to our moderator, Mr. Dante, for that super chat donation. Mr. Dante says, hit that like button and subscribe. Thank you, Dante. So, listen, I definitely think that's one to grow on. I know it's one for me. I will be coming back, listening to this again. I trust that you all will. I look forward to us keeping the conversation going in the comment section after the show. I love you all. Happy super full moon. Come out of the shadows. I know many of you had so many different questions. Hold those questions. Make sure you get on that text line because we're going to have some what am I trying to say? We're going to have some, the text line. I got to answer a question because there's a guide coming in very strong and it says, Leanne says, my mom has been really dizzy the last 6 months. The doctors aren't giving her answer. She had a CAT scan Sunday. Is there anything she should be worried about? I would say hugs to you, Antoinette. She said, thank you. This was a blessing. You're so welcome. I will tell you this. It has something to do with her inner ear. It has something to do with her inner ear. And it has something to do with her inner ear. And it has to do It appears that some of her crystals have come out of her sac, inside of her ear. It's what the medical world would call a form. I don't think it's exactly vertigo, but it's vertigo. If you send me an email, and I will send you a link to a YouTube video of where a doctor will give some suggestions about what to do about that. But what I'm picking up is it has to do with something going on in her inner ear. And, inside our inner ear, when you pass the auricle, because we all have an auricle in our ear, there is a little sac, and inside that sac are some crystals. And what happens, and it's many things that can happen, sometimes some of those crystals will roll out of the sac. If any of those crystals roll out of the sac in your inner ear, your balance will be off. You'll be lightheaded, dizzy. I also show that if she has had some blood work done, or she should have some blood work done, so that they can also check something in her blood, something to deal with her blood dealing with her blood with this dizziness. So have them check her blood. She may needs to get some tests with her blood. I see some little things in her blood, and it's kind of separating, coming back, separating, coming back. So I would encourage her. I know they've been checking her head, but they should also check her blood. Yeah. And definitely check that little sac in her ear to make sure to do that. So I love you all. This has been a blast. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to stay on the phone lines, but we'll figure that out too, right? Yeah, because this is a great time to do that as well. You're so welcome. Hey, Michelle, good to see you. I'm going to ring the bell again. I'll be sending out the self-invested homework and replay to everyone. And, Leanne, congratulations. You've been clean since we last spoke. I love that. I love that for you, Leanne, and you so deserve it. You're looking beautiful as usual. So we're going to go. But I love to hear from all of you. Please leave your comments down after the share. Peace and love, soul family. Don't forget to get on that text line because I do have a surprise coming for you all, and we're going to be working with that as well. So peace and love. Oh, yeah. And don't forget, charge your crystals in the moonlight. Just put them in the window sills and your jewelry. Take your jewelry and your crystals. Let it bathe in this beautiful full moon, this super moon energy that we have here. And take it easy on yourself, everyone. So I love you all. Peace and love. Ciao. Have a wonderful, wonderful morning, night, afternoon, evening, all that good stuff. I love you, soul family. Peace and love. Ciao.